Good morning, Ruth. Ruth, we need a hand weights and theraband if you've got them handy. All right, so we're going to start in standing position, give everything a good little wiggle jiggle, and then we're going to start by twirling our wrists. Go in one direction, just get your wrist joints kind of warmed up, and then twirl the other way. Awesome, and then take it into your elbows. Give your elbows a couple of circles in one direction. And then get your elbows circling the other way. Hey, good morning, Liz. Liz, we need hand weights and theraband this morning if you've got them handy. All right, now pick up one foot and circle your foot in one direction. And then circle your foot the other way. Nice, and then set that foot down, pick up your other foot, circle your foot in one direction. Notice where your balance is at. Circle your foot the other way. Nice, and then for this last 10 seconds, you're gonna flick your fingers. So fingertips are gonna come inside the thumbs, and you're just gonna start to flick away and then start to find a nice little bit of speed. Get your hands really nice and hot and fired up. All right, give one or two more flicks. And then that's time. Step one foot slightly forward and we're going right into hula hoop. So just nice big circles of your hips go in one direction. All right, and then keep that foot forward, but circle your hips the other way. All right, now we're gonna switch feet. So other foot's gonna step forward and then start to do those hula hoops again. And then keep that foot forward, but circle your hips the other way. And time, nicely done. Okay, next up, we're gonna do what I'm calling head, shoulders, knees, and toes. So you're gonna reach up, get a little lift of the chest, bring your hands to your shoulders, circle your elbows one way, circle your elbows the other way, bring it down to your knees, take one cat-cow, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail, round your back, and then bend over, touch your toes, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll all the way on up, reach up and overhead, a little lift of the chest, fingertips to the shoulders, circle your elbows one way, circle your elbows the other way, come down to your knees, take a cat-cow, inhale, drop your belly, exhale, round your back, fold over towards your toes, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll all the way up to standing, reach your arms up, look up, hands to the shoulders, circle your elbows one way, circle your elbows the other way, hands to the knees, take one cat-cow, inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail, exhale to round your back, fold all the way over, touch the ground or your toes, and then pull your abdominal muscles in, roll all the way up, reach your arms up, look up, hands to the shoulders, circle your elbows one way, circle your elbows the other way, hands to the knees, take a cat-cow, inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail, exhale to round your back, fold all the way over, hang out here for just one extra second, let your head hang nice and heavy, take a nice big breath. Awesome, and then a super giant bend in the knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, roll all the way up to standing, take a couple little rolls of the shoulders just to make sure that everything's all loosened up. All right, now find a nice wide stance. All right, now we're gonna take it like we're taking a little lunge. You're gonna touch down to the ground. The hand that's in front is gonna give a little fake bicep curl, lift and reach your arms all the way up and overhead to the other side. Frame the foot, front hand is gonna give a little bicep curl, and then rainbow the arms up to the other side. Bend your knee, touch the ground, front hand's gonna give a little bicep curl, rainbow arms up and overhead, over to the other side, touch the ground, front hand gives a little bicep curl, rainbow the arms up and overhead. Awesome, and then just keep that going. Pause in any places that you notice anything going on. So check your knees, check your hips, check that elbow joint. Beautiful, you guys, nice work. You got 10 seconds left. You got this. And if you like that little bit of symmetry, just make sure you even yourself out. And that's time. Come on up, grab your theraband. We're going to take it right into some theraband bicep curls. So you're going to walk your hands nice and close together, pull the theraband apart, keep your elbows hugged in at your side, and we're going to keep that even distance, bending the elbows and lowering down. So you want to keep that pulling apart sensation going the whole time, and you make as much resistance as feels appropriate to you. So if it feels like it's just a little too much work, loosen up your grip, find the amount of work that feels appropriate, but maybe a little bit of a challenge. And then notice here, so with the theraband, we get to work our grip just a little bit more. So tune in and notice your hand grip here. And if it feels like it's too much, you can loosen up, or you can double wrap the theraband to help assist with that grip. So just check with your grip for a second. Notice how that's feeling, and then keep that bicep curl going. Nice. Keep a little bit of a firmness in your belly. So most of the movement is coming right out of that hinge from the elbow. Everything else is staying nice and stationary. Five seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, set your theraband off to the side. We're going to take it into some fake jump ropes. So you're just going to start stepping one foot and then the other, but get your arms circling. You want to keep your elbows fairly close to the inside of your body. And then just get that nice little bit of circle action going. And then if it feels good and jumping feels good to you this morning, take it into a double-footed bounce. But if it feels like that's a little much right away, take it into a little step action, but keep those hands circling. Most of what we want to have happen is get our heart rate up a little bit and get those arms circling. Now, if you're feeling like a good challenge this morning, reverse your circles with your arms. Jump rope backwards, double-footed or single-footed, totally up to you. Ten seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Grab your theraband again. We're going to start the lawnmower, but we're going to use our theraband as our little pull string. So you're going to place your theraband on the ground, step your foot on it so it's going to keep it nice and firm in place. Find a little lunge position, choke up on the theraband, and then start to pull. Pull the elbow up towards the ceiling and get a little rotation in the torso. Your elbow can stay on the knee, but if your elbow is staying on the knee, just make sure that you keep your ribs light and lifted so we're not sinking into that thigh, but we're finding a little bit of placement of the elbow, but most of our body is holding itself in place. Nice, you guys, beautiful work. You're already halfway there. You got 5 seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Step on up, and we're moving it over to the other side. So you're going to place that theraband down on the ground, step your foot on, find that nice lunging position, and then choke up on the theraband, get a good hand grip, and then away we go. Elbow can stay on the knee. We're pulling that top elbow up towards the ceiling and lowering it down. So we get a little rotation in the torso, a little work in the shoulder and the lats, and a little hand grip work. Nice, you guys. Beautiful. That looks wonderful. Already halfway there. 10 seconds left. You got this. And time. Nicely done. Come on up. Take your TheraBand with. We're going to take a nice bit of space now. So think about a shoulder width distance grip. We're going to hold it out at the chest. Step your feet to a nice wide configuration. And then we're going to alternate leg lifts as we pull apart at the chest. So one leg lift and then the other coming behind you, keeping the TheraBand out in front of your chest, and gently pull it apart as you lift one leg and then the other. You're going to take that at your pace. If your balance feels like it's way off this morning, you might opt to just keep the toe on the ground and give a little squeeze to the glute. But if it feels good, lift the leg up, keep pulling apart, and then start to notice that action that's happening in the armpit chest muscles, in the pectoral muscles, and notice your hand grip. And time. Beautiful work. Shake your arms out. We're sticking with the TheraBand. Step your feet out nice and wide. So we're coming into a sumo squat here. So we're going to do drive the car as we come up and down. So you're going to pull apart, let your hands face in towards each other, drive the car as you lower down, and drive the car as you come on up. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're going to go at your pace. If you need to loosen up your grip or release it as you come up, give yourself a second, pull it apart again, and then come back down. Do the thing that suits your body this morning. Keep your belly nice and firm. Beautiful, you guys. You look amazing. Nice work. And time. Nicely done. Come on up. Woo! Give those shoulders a little shake. Stick with that TheraBand. We got still some more work to do here. So step your feet in now so that they're about hip width distance apart. You're going to walk your hands super close together, pull apart just slightly, and then just start to rotate. You're going to keep that pulling apart sensation. You're going to keep your hips as forward as you can. So it might change your rotation just a little bit. You might not twist quite as far, but just see if you can keep your legs, your feet, and your hips all stationary and facing forward. If that becomes too much straight out from the chest, you're going to bring it in a little bit closer, but the same maneuver is going to happen. You're pulling apart, keeping the hips and the legs facing forward, and rotating from the torso. So you're going to take it at whichever level feels good, straight out from the chest or pull it in. You got 25 seconds left. If it helps you keep that nice grounding foundation, you're going to push the big toe towards your heel so you feel your feet nice and anchored and gripped into the floor. And time. Nicely done. Come back to center, lower down, shake it out. Now grab one hand weight. And it's going to be that same maneuver, but now we're holding the hand weight straight out from the chest. Hips are going to stay forward, and we're taking it into a rotation. Notice how it feels different to do the pulling apart maneuver compared to holding weight out in front of you. Notice where you feel the muscle work happening here. So you might feel it a little bit more in the shoulders, and you might feel a little bit more work in your rotation. And then if it feels like too much to hold it straight out of the chest, you're going to bend your elbows, bring it in, keep a nice solid foundation with your arms, Hips and feet facing forward, and we're rotating just out of the torso. Nice, you guys, beautiful work. Yes. 15 seconds left. And time, nice work. All right, switch to a light set of weights, 2 weights if you can. We're gonna take it into a wide squat position. So a little bit wider than shoulder width distance, toes and knees pointing out. We're gonna keep our weights out in front of us, hanging nice and low. Bend down into a little squat. Stay in that squat. Pull the weights up to your chest, lower them back down, rise up, and then we're gonna circle the arms all the way up and overhead, around and down. Bend down into that little squat. Pull the weights up to your chest, lower them back down, lift all the way up, and then raise your arms up and circle them around. You got it, nice work. Lower down, pull it up to the chest, bring it down, rise up, arms all the way up and around, nice. And then back to that squat, you got it. Pull it up to the chest, lower down, rise up, arms all the way up and circle around, beautiful. If the weights become too much, you can always leave them off and just do your range of motion. You're still gonna get plenty of work here. As you circle your arms around, check your abdominal muscles. Just make sure you're keeping a nice firmness in your center so that not everything's just puffing up and hiking out to help assist that movement. We got 5 seconds left. You got this. Nicely done. That's time. All right, we're going to keep with our weights and we're taking it into a waitress carry. So if you like, just make sure you got a little clear space on your mat. We're going to keep those arms up and overhead. We're going to tippy toe walk. So lift your heels, tippy toe walk yourself to the front edge of your mat. And then you're going to pick up your toes and heel walk yourself to the back edge of your mat. We got 30 seconds going in this direction, keeping the arms up and overhead the whole time if you can, lifting the heels to walk forward and lifting the toes to walk backwards. Nice. All right, now we're going to switch it. So you're going to walk tippy toe backwards and then heel walk yourself forwards. And time. Woo! Beautiful work. Switch to a heavier weight if you want to. We're taking it into deadlifts. So we're going to keep our feet about hip width distance apart, toes and knees pointing forward, arms hanging down in front of you, a little bend in the knees. We're hinging from the waist. Nice long spine, lean yourself forward, lift up nice and tall. So it's just that nice little hip hinge. Think about pushing your butt back and then squeeze those glutes in the backs of the legs to rise up. Go as fast or as slow as you like. You don't need to touch the ground. That's not a requirement, but we do want to try and find the work coming out of the backs of the legs and the glutes. And time. Nicely done. Okay, set your weights off to the side. One last little bit of cardio to get our heart rate back up. Take it to the front end of your mat. You're going to monster walk yourself back. So you're going to hold that little squatted position and do that zigzag walk, and then hustle your way back to the front of the mat. Squat, step in that monster walk pattern. So it's just that zigzag walking, keeping that nice bent knee position, staying nice and low. And then once you make it back to the end of your mat, hustle your way back forward. Step your way in a zigzag pattern back. Keep those knees bent, and then bring it forward nice and fast. Liz is super fast, you guys. Woo! Amazing. Already halfway there. Ten seconds left. And time. Nicely done. Okay, now we're going to start to find our way into a little bit of a lower position, but a sideways position. So we're going to take it into side to side movements. You're going to bring your hands down to the ground, step one foot over, step the other foot up, come up into a little bit of a low squat. Hands down, step over, step the other foot with, bring your hands up. If that feels good, you're going to take it a little bit more dynamic. Hop your way to one side and hop your way to the other side, but only if that feels like a good position for your body and for your wrists. If it feels better to go slower and take the step maneuver, do the one that feels the most beneficial to you right now. You've got 12 seconds left. Nice, Liz. Yes. And time. Beautiful job. Come on down to the ground. Sit your butt down. And we're going to start to take it into some 90-90s. So you're going to take your legs in a zigzag position, and then you're going to start to see if you can swing those legs from side to side. So you're going to roll on your hips, shifting yourself so you turn one way and then you turn the other. Let your knees move just as far as they like. Let your hips move just as far as they naturally do. You don't need to force anything, which means you might be here taking some little windshield wipers. That might feel better to your hips and your knees. But if you can take it all the way across, take yourself from side to side. You got 10 seconds left. All right, now take it into a 90-90 and hold there. So find that zigzag seat, get yourself situated. Once you've got your seat arranged, hands behind the head, you're gonna push your head into your hands into your head. You're gonna hinge from your waist, lean forward, and then keep that press of the head into your hands as you come back up. So you're gonna hinge forward just as far as feels comfortable, keeping that nice long and lifted spine, and keep that head pressing into the hands so you maintain that good posture as you go forward and as you come back up. Five more seconds of this work here. All right, now bring your hands down to the ground. You're gonna lean out just a little bit, and now we're gonna find work in the back leg. You're gonna pick the back leg up and lower it down. Pick that back leg up and lower it down. See if you can start to find some work coming out of the side of that thigh and the side of your glute. Lift up and lower down. Nice. You got 5 seconds left here. And time. Beautiful job. Swing your legs around and come into that zigzag seat on the other side. Get yourself situated. Make sure your butt feels good on the ground. Once you feel like you've got it, hands behind the head. Head presses into the hands, hands into the head. We lean forward and maintain that press as you come back up. Hinging from your waist, lean your chest forward, and then draw yourself back up nice and strong. Beautiful. All right, and then when you're ready, we're gonna switch. So hands are gonna come down onto the ground and we're working from that back leg. We lift it up and lower it down. So think about picking your knee up away from the floor, finding that work in the glutes and the side of the leg. Ten seconds left. Nice work. Swing those legs out in front of you with a nice bent knee position. You're gonna hold the backs of the thighs, keep a nice wide bend in the elbows, pull your abdominal muscles in, ribs pull back so we get that nice rounded back position, and then lift yourself back up with control. Hold on tight, elbows wide, a little resistance of your arms to help, and then round back and pull yourself right back up to that tall position. Curl the tailbone under, round back, lift yourself back up. Beautiful. Think about finding that rounding of the back, curling the tailbone under, and then lifting back up, restack the spine with control. Nice, Karen, nice back, beautiful. Fifteen seconds left. And time, nice. Now we're gonna take it into some rock and rolls and holds. So we're gonna hold on to the backs of the thighs, start to find a little rock and roll back, come up, find a little balance and hold, and then away we go again. Roll back and lift up. Finding that balance, if you need a little assist finding that balance, you're gonna think about pushing your thighs into your hands and your hands are gonna resist. You get a nice firm hand hold. And then if you like, you're gonna pull the belly button towards the spine, tuck your chin in, look to your belly button and keep that rolled up position nice and firm so that when you come right to the top, you can hold and squeeze. Now, if you're not finding that balance, no worries. That rolling position is a really lovely work for the back and for the abdominal muscles. And the hold is just a nice little perk of the work. You got 20 seconds left. And time. Roll all the way on up. Send your legs out in front of you with a nice giant bend in the knees. Take a big breath, reach up and overhead, and then lift up and over, reach towards your toes. Does not matter if you touch your toes. We want to feel maybe a little stretch in the low back. You might feel a little space between the shoulders as you reach long. Keep the knees soft so you're not yanking too much against the backs of the legs. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then lift yourself up and come into a wide leg position. So you're going to swing your legs out nice and wide, just as wide as you like. And then think about pulling your pinky toes back so you get a little action in the inner thighs. Walk yourself out to a nice little stretch, just to the point where you feel sensation in the inner thigh and the groin, and then stay right there for a second and take a couple nice deep breaths. Awesome. And then when you're ready, we're going to walk those hands over towards the left foot. So your torso is going to rotate. See if you can frame the front foot and then soften your nose toward your knee. Staying angled towards that leg, you're going to take your left leg to the inside. So take it to the inner thigh, wedge your elbow against the inner thigh. Bottom ribs are going to pull forward, top arm's going to reach up and take a side bend. Beautiful. And then circle those hands around, walk all the way over to the other side. Keep those pinky toes pulling backwards so the inner thighs are active. Frame that left, or excuse me, frame that right leg. Soften your nose toward your knee. Cool. And then take the right elbow to the inner thigh, wedge your elbow against the thigh, bottom ribs pull forward, and the top hand reaches up. Nice. And then when you're ready, circle those hands back in front of you for that nice long reach. Maybe reach just a little further than the first time you came here. Take a nice big breath. And then walk yourself back up nice and slow and controlled. Bring the soles of your feet together into a little butterfly position. Take a couple of flaps to the knees. Make sure your sits bones feel good. And then once you feel like everything's good, lean your chest forward just to the point where you feel a little stretch. Take a nice big breath. Nice. And then lift yourself back up nice and slow. Help your knees come together. Come all the way up to a standing position. We're going to take a couple little swings of the arms in and out just to make sure your shoulders feel nice and happy. Awesome. And then left hand's going to come on top. Give yourself a little hug. Pull the shoulders down. Pull the abdominal muscles in. Round the upper back body. Tuck your chin into your chest. Take a nice big breath. Lift your head up, lift the elbows up, open your arms wide, and then the other hand's gonna come on top. Give yourself a little hug, pull the shoulders down, pull the abdominal muscles in, round your upper back body, tuck your chin into your chest, and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Lift it all on up, open your arms nice and wide, give it one last stretch across the chest, and then grab your foam roller. If you are sticking around, you guys are amazing. Awesome work today.